Hey guys, so today we're looking at sequences. Right now we're going to look at an arithmetic sequence. This sequence here, we have 7, 13, 19, 25, 31, and 37. And they're asking, what is the 102nd term in the sequence? So looking at this, we know that the first term in the sequence is 7, second is 13, the third term is 19, the fourth term is 25, fifth is 31, and sixth is 37. And they want us to find, if this sequence was to keep going, what is the 102nd term? So you can do it the manual way if you want to figure out this going one number at a time. But let's take a look at this. So if I look at this, I see that we have from 7 to 13, and we know it's an arithmetic sequence, we add 6. From 13 to 19, we add 6 again. From 19 to 25, we add 6 again. So even just seeing that we keep adding 6, that even proves it's an arithmetic sequence because it's increasing by 6 each time. That means our common difference is 6. And we've used the variable d to represent common difference. So our difference is 6. Because it's increasing by 6 each time, we know it's an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so if we want to find the 102nd term, we can keep going if you want to keep adding. So if we know that 7 is your first, 13 is your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. If 37 is your sixth term, you can add 6 again and get your 7th, add 6 again and get your 8th, add 6 again and get your 9th terms. But that's a lot of adding to do to get to 102. So on the regents, and again, I'm going to repeat this, on the regents, on the back of the booklet, they have the formula for arithmetic sequences. And what you can do is you can plug this formula in to help you find what's the 102nd term in the sequence. So before we do this, let's break down what these different variables mean. So the first one we have here is a, and we say this as a sub n. And what this represents is this, it's going to say this represents the nth term. I don't like saying that because it confuses a lot of people, but what the nth term means is that this is whatever number in the sequence you're looking for. So I like to say that number in the sequence. For example, we are looking for the 102nd term, so the nth term would be the 102nd term. So that's a sub 1. Sorry, a sub n. Now let's take a look at a sub 1. Now I know the variable is the same, but the sub means that it has different values. So a sub n is the nth term. A sub 1 represents your first term in the sequence. Okay? A sub n is the nth term. A sub 1 is your first term. N typically, and you'll see this again in other lessons in the future, n represents the number of terms, and it's typically the same value as whatever your nth term is. And then for this one we have d, which is your common difference, is what we talked about earlier. Your common difference. So now that we know what all these terms are, let's see if we can plug them in and figure out what is the 102nd term in the sequence. So let me draw this, and we're going to separate this so we can just work on the other side. Awesome. So I'm going to first rewrite the formula. It's always a good idea to rewrite your formulas before you use them. So for the arithmetic sequence, the formula is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. Now I just want to remind you guys, this is n minus 1 times d. Even though the d is on the right side, we're used to seeing it on the left, it's still just multiplication, and it works the same way as if it was over here. So let's plug this in, or before we do that, we should try to substitute our values. So a sub n is going to be a sub, since we're looking for the 102nd term, this will be a sub 102. Then we have a sub 1. A sub 1 is our first term, and our first term in the sequence, if we take a look here, is 7, so our first term is 7. N, the number of terms, will represent the same number that we're looking for in that term. So n would represent 102. And then d, our common difference that we found earlier, how much is the number is changed by, and that is 6. So now we're just going to plug this in. So, for example, we're looking at the terms before I write this. A sub 1 is our first term. If I wanted to represent the second one, that would be a sub 2. Our third, a sub 3. Our fourth is a sub 4, so on and so forth. So a sub, now we're looking for the 102nd term. 102 is equal to a sub 1 is our first term, so I'm going to plug in that 7. Still in black. 7 plus our n value is 102. You're going to do minus 1. Close parentheses. And our d value, our common difference that we're multiplying by, is 6. Now you're going to complete this following the order of operations that we know. We have a sub 102, so the 102nd term is equal to, I'm going to follow parentheses first, 7 plus, in my parentheses I have 102 minus 101, that's 101, times 6, and now if I continue following order of operations, the next thing I would do is multiplication. So 101 times 6 is 606, bring down everything else. And then 606 plus 7 will give you 613. This means that the 102nd term in the sequence is 613.